Wings, tacos, flatbreads, and even desserts. They offer several specials throughout the week, including their 2-pizza slice special, 2 jumbo 1-topping slices and a beverage for just $6.98 plus tax, and a 1-topping 18-inch pie for just $14. And if you're looking for a place to watch your favorite sports teams, Spicy Pie is the place with lots of TVs to watch the game. Dine-in, takeout, and delivery available and kid-friendly. And if you are looking to make some extra money, Spicy Pie is looking for some great personalities to join their team. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
Hi, my name is Marshall Knopf. I'm the manager of the UPS store here in Minot. I've had many customers express being frustrated with the P.O. box they once had. They didn't realize they couldn't have packages delivered to their P.O. box. It's why they now have a personal mailbox here at the UPS store. We'll accept the packages for you, and you can pick them up when it's best for you. For a more efficient business, visit us at the UPS store. We're at 1940 South Broadway or online at theupsstore.com.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment, for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
Spicy Pie, a great place to take the family out for lunch or dinner. Spicy Pie is much more than just pizza. They offer a wide variety of menu items, including grinders, wings, tacos, flatbread, and even desserts. Enjoy their 2-pizza slice special, 2 jumbo 1-topping slices and a beverage for just $6.98 plus tax. They also offer a 1-topping 18-inch pie for just $14 on dine-in and carry-out, available anytime. Their November pizza of the month, Benny's Cousin, cream cheese-based topping with pepperoni sausage, tomatoes, and fresh mozzarella balls. Dine-in, takeout, and delivery, kid-friendly. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zzz, zzz?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Purchase 4 eligible Firestone tires and receive up to $120 in a prepaid Visa gift card. Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
Throughout the areas we serve, First International Bank and Trust employees are actively involved in helping our customers and communities grow. This is Kevin Vigestad from First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
It's time for the Scotty K Show, presented by Spicy Pie. Let's go live to the pie for the Scotty K Show. Here's Scotty K.
Well, good evening and welcome everyone to Spicy Pie as we inaugural show of the new Scotty K Show here. There over the next 26 weeks. We'll be here every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock to talk local and area sports. Probably throw in some professional stuff when things warrant that sort of thing. But it's just great to be back on the air on this Wednesday night. And again, thank you to Spicy Pie for jumping on board with us and helping us out with this adventure. Our guest tonight, we'll get to our first guest here in just a bit. Our guest tonight will include Minot State football coach Mike Aldridge, also Bishop Ryan football coach Roger Coleman. They will play in the semifinals of the 11B football playoffs on Saturday in Hillsboro. Kara Nunziato, who's our Redeemers volleyball team, will try to make it to their 8th straight state tournament as they are the number 1 seed from District 12 in girls volleyball. That tournament comes up next week here in the Magic City. And also Mitch Lundy, the Minot High athletic director, will join me later in the show. We'll talk a little bit about the fall season for his athletic teams and also what we can look forward to as we kind of venture in from the fall season into the winter season. Before we get started, just want to let you know here on the PSP Network what our schedule upcoming for the rest of this week is. We got a lot of things going on as we will have live broadcasts of the state semifinal football playoffs this week. Our boys, our friends, our colleagues down in Bismarck will have the St. Mary's Dickinson game in single A football coming up on Friday night. That is a 7 o'clock start. They'll hit the air about 6:40, 6:45. And then on Saturday, or also on Friday, we'll have a digital radio broadcast of the West Fargo Century game in Double A from Bismarck. That is also, let's see, is that a 7 o'clock start as well? 6:30 start, and we'll have that game for you. And by the way, the Dickinson St. Mary's game will be a video and audio version. The West Fargo Century just on audio. And then on Saturday, we're not done. We'll be in New Salem for Cavalier in New Salem in 9-man semifinals. That will also be a video and an audio presentation. And remember to join Scott Woodmansey, a good friend from Bismarck, coming up on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for overtime. That is live from the stadium in Bismarck. We're live here at the Spicy Pie, and my first guest bringing him on is the owner and I guess the man behind the PSP Network. Nick Holberg joins me. Nick, thanks a lot for joining me today, and thanks a lot for helping out the old guy learning new tech things. It'll get easier as the time goes on, but thanks a lot, and thank you for joining me tonight.
You know, I have to say, as a fan of sports, first and foremost, thank you for what you do, Scotty, and all the years of doing this similar thing. It's obviously a different platform now, but PSP Network couldn't be more excited to have you on board. Thank you on behalf of so many people in the sports community, and from the PSP Network. We're tickled pink that you're back here, and Spicy Pie is a great location for it, so thank you.
Hey, and thank you for asking me. Let's talk about PSP Network. This has been a dream of yours for many years. Nick, you've been calling Minot High Magician hockey for years and years and years, and this is a venture that you really didn't know what you were going to get into when you went into it. You kind of took some chances, that sort of thing. When you envisioned the Pro Style Production and the PSP Network, what were your ideas?
Well, it's funny, Scott, and a lot of the credit here of what our mission statement is comes from you and years of talking to you over time of saying, Scotty, you're a Hall of Fame guy. What is it like to do what you do? And you always said, you know what? It's about the kids. And the bottom line is that it's about promoting these local athletes. And we really, kind of clinged on to that, Scott, for many years here and evolved our mission statement around that of promoting local athletes and promoting kids, giving them more opportunities to be on the air, to be covered with broadcast coverage and things like that. In my wildest dreams, would have I thought that we would have had overtime with Scott Woodmansey down in Bismarck and having Chuck Claremont and TD Todd Domrys on board this soon into this venture? Probably not. Having a guy like you on board as well, and you, Scotty, it's working out very well, and we're going in a really good direction with our mission statement of promoting kids and basically having a whole stable of talent on board that, in my opinion, is the best in Western North Dakota, with Domrys, Claremont, Woodmansey, yourself, Myron Schultz, Tia Streeter on volleyball with us as well down there. It's been fantastic so far, and there's only more great things to come, Scotty.
Hey, Nick, let's talk about what's transpired basically in the last year or so. With the COVID year last year, there was a lot of gymnasiums and football fields and volleyball courts that you just could not get into because of the COVID restrictions, that sort of thing. And in a way, that helped you maybe expand a little bit bigger, a little quicker. And I don't want to take anything away from, because we went through a pandemic, we're still going through a pandemic, but it allowed you to do some more additional things.
Well, it really did. And I think the thing that we're discovering now in 2021 and the world that we live in now, Scott, is that anywhere in the world with an internet connection, you can log on to our games. And whether that's a digital audio broadcast or a video broadcast, if you've got an internet connection, you could be driving down the highway listening to that football game Friday night with Myron Schultz, who's on board and doing the University of Mary Hall of Fame coach, along with Scott Woodmansey on Friday night, or you can be watching St. Mary's and Dickinson from anywhere in the world. And that's the beautiful part about what we're doing and where this is going.
And the neat thing about that is that as we get into, and we're seeing that with football, we'll see it a lot more with basketball, where where Chuck and Woody and Todd and those guys will be doing some basketball on a Tuesday night. You might be doing some hockey, and I might be out in Glenburn or Des Lacs or doing a basketball game. The neat thing is you can put several games on in the same night, and I think that's just fantastic.
Yeah, the beauty of it is that it's an unlimited amount of games that we don't have just two channels that we can pick from. We've got as many as we'd like, and like you said, there's going to be many nights where Scotty K is at Minot High doing Minot High basketball when they take on St. Mary's, and I'll be across town at the Mesa Arena doing Minot High hockey, taking on Century possibly, and then the Bismarck boys, there's three down there that can do play-by-play pretty darn good. So, it might be any given night where in this year coming forward in the winter season, we might have 5 games on in a night, and it's going to be just great for the athletes, great for the fans, great for everybody that follows high school athletics across Western North Dakota.
Nick, we had the opportunity last spring or last late winter, early spring when tournament time in basketball came up. We had the opportunity, we talked about we were going to do district tournaments, we were going to do regional tournaments, that sort of thing. And we had the opportunity at the last minute to jump on board and do both video and audio. And I can remember when you called me and say, hey, we're going to try this. Me being a guy, an older guy that is not that tech savvy, that sort of thing. How are we going to do this? But between you and Brandon Beater, you got it done. And I still get comments from fans and from parents and from kids that played in those games still to this day about the coverage last year. That was a blast for me.
Yeah, and get ready because we're gonna be calling on you again here for Region 6 boys and girls coming up again in 2021, of course. And and that's the thing, Scott, is that at the end of the day, all we're trying to do is promote these kids and have more opportunities for those games to be seen, those games to be heard, to be able to get that coverage. And what a beautiful way to do it than hop onto PSP Network and get to listen to somebody like yourself who's been at this for such a long time.
Hey, what's the plan? We did mention that you got 2 football games coming up Friday night, and then you'll have a 9-man game on Saturday. We do want to let people know that PSP will be your home for the Dakota Bowl digital radio broadcast coverage. All 4 games will be on the PSP network. As you look at it, and I know you've got a lot on your plate right now trying to get the football playoffs taken care of, but I know that you've been working on some things. I've been working on some things on what we want to do this winter. We could be doing a game every night except maybe Wednesday night when we're here for the Scotty K Show.
Yeah, it's going to be wild. I would say if you're a sports fan in Western North Dakota, buckle up because we're planning on coming out of the gate swinging with as many games as we can possibly do. Really is the bottom line. Which I don't know. There's a lot of sports people that love that idea, and then there's probably my wife and kids probably saying, "What are you talking about? How many are you actually planning on doing?" But we want to promote kids as much as we can.
And Nick, you bring up your wife, and you got the new kid at home. I know it's growing up and it's getting older and that sort of thing. But with the launch of what we do here in Minot and the launch of what you did in Bismarck, got to give a shout out to your lovely wife Paige, because she's had to put up with a lot because you've been gone a lot just trying to get all this launched, and I know she understands.
She's a trooper. Let me put it this way: the Dakota Bowl falls on our 1-year wedding anniversary, and I don't know how I ended up so lucky here, Scotty, but we're going to the Dakota Bowl on Friday, and then we're going to celebrate our anniversary. And guess who's playing on Saturday up at the Alair Center? North Dakota football is playing, and the plan is for the anniversary we're going to do that. And there was something about some pedicures or something like that too, but I'm not exactly. I'm more jacked for the football game probably, but she's been a trooper, and a big thanks for her for being so supportive in this venture.
We've been talking a lot of football and volleyball because that's what's going on right now, and we talked about basketball, but I know the sport that's near and dear to you is hockey, and I know that Nick Hallberg will be back as the voice of the Magicians in the PSP network. I know you've got a ton of games that you're planning to do this winter.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. I think that hockey's my specialty. That's my first passion. It probably goes hockey than dirt track racing really is my favorite sports. Basketball is certainly one that I've taken a big liking to as well. And all sports, any competition is great. But, you can plan on a lot of hockey this winter. And with those guys in Bismarck, TD down in Bismarck's talked a little bit about maybe getting some BHS, Legacy, CHS, and Mandan on too.
I remember a month ago, we made a trip to Bismarck to meet with those guys. And Todd, an excellent basketball player for Langdon, and then also University of Marion. He was talking about doing some hockey. I said, "You're from Langdon. You're a basketball star. What do you know about hockey?" He says, "You got to remember, I lived in Langdon, and we only had 2 channels, and one of them had hockey on it."
Well, and outdoor rinks up there.
Exactly.
It's been interesting, with the conversations with those guys in Bismarck. And one of the things that impressed me so much about TD and all of them really is that they were all multi-sport guys that had some success there. But TD talked about one of his favorite sports actually being the pond hockey up in Langdon, and I'm sure that he was busy with that as well. So he does a great job. I'm excited to hear what hockey sounds like from the capital city this year and across the WDA.
Hey, as long as we are talking about hockey and you are the voice of the Magicians, you probably haven't done a lot of prep work yet, but I know you know that team inside and out. Give us a little preview of what you expect for Magi hockey this year.
Well, across the board, I think that I'm gonna catch some heat here, but I would say in the WDA across the board, first and foremost, Williston's my pick to win the West Region. If that doesn't knock you off your chair, I don't know what would. But the Coyotes are going to be good. Bismarck with Legacy coming in with Century and High. It's going to be interesting to see how that shuffles around. And to answer your first question there, Scotty, Minot High is going to be young. They're going to have some guys that can carry the load. However, a kid like Jade Luck, who last year was in the top 20 in North Dakota for his offensive production. And, there's going to be some guys that are going to do good things there for the Magi. They will be young. Their back end is going to be extremely young. I think Jackson Bradley is the only kid coming back with varsity experience on the blue line. And the big question mark will be goaltending after losing Trey Sortland, who goes down in the record books as one of the greats in Minot High hockey history, and a kid that was just phenomenal across the board for his entire high school career. So the back end, the defensive side will be a question mark. Goaltending will be a question mark. And can they find somebody to really step up and bury the puck? And, I look at a kid like, maybe Jaden Luck this year to do that. But I think it's going to be a good year for the Magi. It seems to be every year where they find a way to win. They've got great coaching, and it's just a program that always seems to succeed.
Really, it's unbelievable to me that we have 2 weeks of football left. We've got volleyball state tournaments coming up. We've got swimming state tournaments coming up. Where'd the fall go?
Yeah,
we're what, 3 weeks away from our first hockey game, and probably 3.5 weeks away from our first basketball game of the winter.
Well, Brandon Beater just showed up. He's the president of the Nodak Speedway and a good friend of ours here, and somebody that deserves some credit with talking about the growth of PSP Network with his help and advancement of knowledge and help across the board. And it just seems like the other day that Brandon and I were getting ready for dirt track racing at the North Dakota State Fairgrounds, and all of a sudden we're transitioning into hockey starts in 8 days or something like that. I mean, it's coming quick.
Hey, one last question I want to ask you, because we couldn't be doing what we're doing here at the PSP Network without the help of a lot of people from around our area, not just in the Minot area, but in the Bismarck-Mandan area. Just a shout out to all those people that have jumped on board with us advertising, because this is not cheap to do. So, but we can't say enough thanks to those people for helping us out to do what we want to do. And if there's somebody out there that wants to help us out in the future, hey, feel free to reach out to us.
Yeah, good point, Scotty. There's so much more to this that as a fan, when you log in and get to watch or listen to that game, there's so much on the back end, and one of those things on the back end is a financial commitment that comes from these sponsors. In a place like Spicy Pie, for example, that steps up and their marketing team and management group get together and decide that, there's other things out there that, frankly may have a bigger return on their investment. There's other opportunities, but they believe in the mission. They believe in what we're trying to do. They believe in how we're trying to grow the exposure of high school athletics across North Dakota, and they really deserve a lot of credit. And I do have to say this, High School Activities Association charges us $1,000 per game for these 2 games coming up for the video rights it's amazing the people that came out of the woodwork down in Bismarck to help make sure that these games get broadcasted, to do that. And a big thank you to everybody on board that helps with that.
And everybody here in the Minot area over the past 6 months that have helped us with our tournaments. Much appreciated. And we'll be calling you again down the road, too, some of you.
Scotty, before you let me go, I just have to tell you a huge thanks for doing what you do. And in my mind, there's no doubt you're a Hall of Fame guy that goes down in history as one of the greats. And I can't tell you how jacked I am to now know that I get to spend Wednesday nights listening to the Scotty K Show live at Spicy Pie. There's a lot of people that are jacked about it, and a lot of people that really, really, really appreciate what you do. I'm one of them. Thanks, Scotty. We're really looking forward to this.
Well, thank you, Nick. And you know what? I still have the passion. At 64 years old, still have the passion to get out on a cold night and drive to one of the area towns and do a girls or boys basketball game. I'll be there every step of the way for you all winter into the spring.
Love you, man.
All right, thank you. You're listening to the Scotty K Show again live from Spicy Pie. I do want to remember that the November pizza of the month, Brandon, you might want to try a piece of this. Vinny's Cousins. It's cream cheese based topped with pepperoni, sausage, tomatoes, and fresh mozzarella balls. It's the Scotty K Show live here from Spicy Pie. When we come back, we'll talk some Bishop Ryan football. Their head coach, Roger Coleman, joins me. They got a big semifinal matchup in the 11B playoffs coming up this Saturday. Take the family before or after the game. Choose Spicy Pie. They offer a wide variety of menu items: pizza, grinders, wings, tacos, flatbread, and even desserts. Enjoy their 2 pizza slice special, 2 jumbo 1-topping slices, and a beverage for just $6.98 plus tax. Join them for Taco Thursday with discounts on all Mexican items and $1.50 tacos. And don't forget White Sauce Wednesdays with the first 10 dine-in or carry-out orders with a whole pie. Get a free bottle of white grinder sauce. Dine-in, takeout, and delivery. Kid-friendly. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
Memories never fade, especially from a high school rivalry game. Hi, I'm Brock Shook with First Western Bank and Trust. Throughout school sports history, the familiar names and faces may change, but legacies live on, achievements remembered. As your community bank, First Western Bank and Trust celebrates your victories with you. We want to wish all the local teams good luck in their athletic endeavors this season. Be safe on the court, field, rink, and in the gym. First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics. Vibetta Orthodontics is a certified Invisalign provider. Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibettaOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics.
At Schatz Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day, so you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you? Schatz Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
And now back to the Spicy Pie for the Scotty K Show.
Well, welcome back here to the Spicy Pie again, our inaugural show of the Scotty K Show, and a lot to talk about. We had a chance to talk to PSP owner Nick Hallberg. Now we're going to talk a little Bishop Ryan football as Roger Coleman, their head coach, joins me. They have a big matchup in the semifinals of the 11B coming up on Saturday afternoon as they travel to the eastern part of the state, take on Hillsborough Central Valley. Before we talk about the boroughs, Roger, take me back to last week. There must have been a lot of emotion changes in on the sidelines in that battle with Velva. Velva Garrison always gives you guys a battle. It's been a rivalry for ages. You win in 3 overtimes. Boy, what an exciting football game. Maybe to watch as a fan, but as the coach, it probably was pretty nerve-wracking.
Yeah, before that, though, I just want to say congratulations getting back going with a new show with the PSP Network. I think it's awesome. It was awesome when you did it before, so I'm looking forward to listening to other people speak as well. So congratulations on getting this thing going.
Thank you. Again, it just had to be a back and forth emotion-wise last week in that battle with the Aggies.
Yeah, I mean, it was. We started off the first drive. They pretty much ran the ball down our throat. We couldn't get off the field on third down. They ended up scoring, and then we just had to find a way to finally score. We thought it would be a low-scoring, long battle. No one's really prepared for triple overtime, and just how that even went down was definitely a roller coaster of emotions.
Well, you know, you lost your first game of the year. You got beat by Dickinson Trinity way back, I don't know, in late August, and then ran 10 straight, including some really close battles. And you guys did have some close battles during the regular season. How did that prepare your football team? Having to play those close ball games down to the wire, how did that prepare you for the playoffs?
I think it just builds mental toughness. I mean, like you said, we had a lot of close games, and we were prepared for those battles that, hey, we might be down the whole time, but there's always a shot at the end of the game or whenever that occurs. We got to be ready to jump out there and take it.
Let's talk about your football team. I did the playoff game against Hazen a couple of weeks ago, and there's no doubt that you're go-to guy. And you got to put 11 out on the field, but the kid that really sticks out is Zach Hendrickson. He's played for you before. He's an our Redeemers kid, and you guys co-op with them. But does he even get off the field? Does he play everything?
No, he does. He does everything. He punts, catches the punts, catches the kicks. He even competed for the kickoff spot, and I think the only reason why we didn't let him do that is because we wanted a guy to run down there and tackle. So, just an incredible kid, a credible playmaker, and we're blessed to have him on our team for sure.
And he can do so many things. You can line him up as a quarterback, a running back, a wide receiver, and he just makes it happen, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he could play anywhere. And we have a call sheet spot right on our call sheet for plays for Zach. That's what it says, and there's 10 to 15 of those outside of the regular stuff he's going to get. So when we need a big play, the ball's going to go to him or be in his hands.
A couple of other kids I want to mention. Your running back probably doesn't have the stats that a Zach Hendrickson has, but Caden Dufresne, he's a kid that you can rely on. He's going to get the tough yards for you, and he did that in the Hazen game that I watched, and he got some things done for you last week against Velva.
Yeah, he's came a long way. He actually hasn't played football for a couple of years, so this is his first time coming back and playing in a couple of years, and just the growth that he's had throughout the year, we're extremely proud of him, and he's playing his best football now, and it's at the best time.
Hey, and the other kid is your freshman quarterback, and I know it's late in the year, so you really can't call him a freshman, but he's a kid, Jet Lundeen, who has a lot of athletic ability, a lot of football talent, but he was young, and you knew that you're probably going to have to go through some bad times with him and some peaks and valleys, but he's a kid that's come a long way for you.
Yeah, definitely, and he has a high ceiling as well. He knows that. He plays with good confidence. Every now and then, like you said, as a freshman, he's going to take a throw he probably shouldn't have, or turn the ball over, things like that, or spin the ball in an overtime touchdown that I had to get after him for. But you're going to have those things, but I think the upside is so big for Jet that I'm going to coach him harder and harder as this thing goes. But he's just done a phenomenal job as a freshman taking over for an all-state player.
Hey, let's talk about your opponent coming up on Saturday. It's the number one ranked team in the state of North Dakota, according to the coaches poll going into the playoffs, plus the media poll. Hillsborough Central Valley, again, they're similar to you. They lost their opener to Central Cass way back in August, 31-12, but rebounded, came back, won 10 straight, including quarterfinal win or a first-round win over Lisbon, 43-8, and then avenged their lost to Central Cass last week in the quarters, 28-6. I understand they are huge.
Yeah, it's a huge roster team. They have almost 60 players on that team. They have almost as many seniors as we have football players. That's a team that they ran the table in AA 2 years ago, and somehow they found their way back in our league. So, we're gonna do everything we can to win the football game. But I think the physicality and just the numbers is going to be our biggest challenge.
Are they a balanced football team offensively, or are you going into this that we have to stop the run?
100% have to stop the run. I mean, like I said, they rely on their big bodies, and they're an old school triple option team. They'll mix some other stuff in, but they're just going to try and beat you up in the trenches, and I think we got the right guys to defend it this year.
Okay, and the physicality, and Roger, I've talked to you before, and we've had these discussions before. You're a type of team that likes to play the physical type of football too. The biggest thing is a drawback for your team is that you just don't have the numbers right now.
Right. Numbers and size. I mean, you look at our line, some guys, I mean, they're not even climbing close to that 200 mark, and their whole line is going to be around that size. So, I mean, you know, what you can't get from size, you got to get from grit. So that's going to be the approach from our guys. And we got some guys that like to work their tail off, and we take pride in being the most physical team on the field regardless of who we're playing against.
Roger, talk about, it's a lot of times that reporters will ask the same questions over and over of a team going into the playoffs, that sort of thing. What are the biggest keys this week for you?
Well, we have to stop the run. I mean, if we can't stop the run, they're going to run it 100% of the time, and so that's the biggest thing. We have to be able to stop the run, and then we have to find ways to attack them to put some points on the board. But stopping the run and winning the trenches is magnified by their style and what they like to do this week for sure.
So what you want to do is make them one-dimensional, make them have to throw the football because they probably aren't as adept at as they can running the football.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to force the ball to go in the air and then play from there. But you know, just trying to get them into second and long, third and long situations is a tough task. But that's our mentality going in. If we can win on first and second down, now we give ourselves a really good chance to succeed on defense.
And I would think that you want to keep your defense off the field as much as possible.
Yeah, that's always the goal.
You know, a lot of times people talk to coaches in instances like this as saying, hey, we'll go for the downfield 80-yard, which you'll take if you get it. But if you can get on and have some time-consuming drives just to keep their offense off the field, that might be more advantageous for you than hitting the long one.
Yeah, I think so, but, I mean, everyone knows we're a team that likes to air it out.
I know.
Hey, man, the best touchdown is a quick touchdown in my mind, but, any way we can score points, we definitely want to do that, whether it's a grind-out game and a long drive or a big shot and a big play, but we'll take the points however we can get them.
And, again, taking care of the football is another big issue, isn't it?
Yeah, number one there for sure. We've turned the ball over in some of these battles that the May games may be a little closer than they should have. We haven't done a good job taking care of the ball this year. But we've created a lot more turnovers than we've had, but still you can't turn the ball over in the semifinals.
I know you can't worry. You're not a weatherman. You can't worry about it. You can look at what the weather forecast doesn't look bad for Saturday. You would like to have it probably like it was today just because you guys throw the ball. And if you get into a muddy situation, that's not good. That's not advantageous for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, not a good situation in this matchup, but trust me, we've been talking and looking at the weather, and guys had smiles on their faces when we were talking about it today, so hopefully the forecast stays the way it is.
All right, Hillsborough Central Valley, 4 o'clock start on Saturday. We wish you the best of luck, Roger. Let's bring home a victory and get ready to go back to the Fargo Dome for this 11B. I know you'd love to get back to that championship game.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. So thank you.
Hey, thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you down the road.
All right, thanks, Scott.
All right, Roger Coleman, the head coach of the Bishop Orion Lions football team. Again, they will play in the semifinals of the 11B, again, 4 o'clock on Saturday in Hillsborough against the Burros. The other semifinal on that 11B is Bowman County at Kindred. 11AA has Fargo Shanley at West Fargo on Friday, along with West Fargo at Bismarck Century. The 11A playoffs have Dickinson at Bismarck St. Mary's on Friday and Fargo North at Jamestown. And then the other semifinals, the 9B, on Saturday, Botno, 10-0 on the year. They will go to number 1 Lemoore Litchfield Marion, and Cavalier will be at New Salem Almont. Again, here on the PSP Network. On Friday, we will have, if I can find my sheet that Mr. Hallberg gave me, we will have 2 games. On Friday night, we will have a video and audio presentation of the Dickinson St. Mary's game and just an audio presentation of the Century West Fargo game. And then Saturday, we'll have New Salem and Cavalier, New Salem Almont and Cavalier, both in an audio and video portion of the game. When we come back, I think possibly we're going to talk some Minot State athletics. Still waiting for Mike Aldrich, the head football coach at Minot State, to join me later on the show. Kara Nunziato, the Our Redeemers volleyball coach, will also join us. You're listening to the Scotty K Show live here on this Wednesday night from the Spicy Pie. Be your only stop for the best in pizza, grinders, wings, tacos, flatbreads, and even desserts. They offer several specials throughout the week, including their 2 pizza slice special, 2 jumbo 1-topping slices and a beverage for just $6.98 plus tax, and a 1-topping 18-inch pie for just $14. And if you're looking for a place to watch your favorite sports teams, Spicy Pie is the place with lots of TVs to watch the game. Dine-in, takeout, and delivery available and kid-friendly. And if you are looking to make some extra money, Spicy Pie is looking for some great personalities to join their team. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
Hi, my name is Marshall Knopf. I'm the manager of the UPS store here in Minot. I've had many customers express being frustrated with the P.O. box they once had. They didn't realize they couldn't have packages delivered to their P.O. box. It's why they now have a personal mailbox here at the UPS store. We'll accept the packages for you and you can pick them up when it's best for you. For a more efficient business, visit us at the UPS store. We're at 1940 South Broadway or online at theupsstore.com.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zoo?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Purchase 4 eligible Firestone tires and receive up to $120 in a prepaid Visa gift card. Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
And now back to the Spicy Pie for the Scotty K Show.
Welcome back here to the Spicy Pie again, the Scotty K Show. Thank you for joining us tonight here in the PSP Network. We'll be here each and every Wednesday from now until the end of April, bringing you news and reactions from around this area in Minot and the surrounding area. And my first chance in a long time to get behind the mic and have a chance to talk to our head coach from Minot State University, Mike Aldrich, joins me. Mike, thanks a lot for stopping on over. It's been a while since you and I have had a chance to talk on the radio. How you been?
I'm good. It's amazing that we're already into week 10 of the football season, and especially after not playing last year. You know, I kind of want this season to be 20 weeks long instead of just 11.
Hey, let's talk. We'll talk about your opponent coming up this week, the Battle of the Big Lake against the University of Marion Bismarck on Saturday. But let's kind of recap and rehash what has happened so far this year. I know when you look at this at the record, Mike, I know you don't like it. It's 1-9, but when I was doing some prep work for this, it's amazing how far your football team has come since those first 4 weeks. Of your last 5 games that you've played, you've been in every one of those. You just haven't gotten the break. You got the 1 win against Upper Iowa. This team has made a lot of progression throughout the year, haven't they?
Yeah, and I got to correct you. We're 1-8, so let's not award us any losses quite yet.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, that's okay. But yeah, we've come a long way. I mean, that's been the biggest thing for us, is making sure that we're progressing from week to week and getting better. You know, we were excited about how our schedule laid out with playing some of the top teams in the league right away. So we could see where we matched up. Did we progress the way that we wanted to over the last year and a half? And we went into those games and we got pushed around a little bit. And then what we didn't plan for that all of a sudden happened is we got hit with the injury bug.
Right.
And I think we're up to 17 or 18 players that are out for the season. And, early, what was it, game 3, we took a season-ending injury, second play of the game, to our quarterback. So that definitely stung. And then game 4, we take first play of the game, the season-ending injury to Isaiah Bigby, our starting safety and our leading tackler. So we've had to kind of roll with the punches, and it took us a little while to get on track and get our rhythm going, but we did, and now it's we're in a youth movement again. And I feel like every year I've been here, we've been in a youth movement other than the first one. But we're learning a lot of things. Every situation we're learning something new, and our guys are getting some valuable experience and putting ourselves in position to be in games and fight in those dogfights.
I want to talk about your quarterback because your senior, Ben Belinsky, as you mentioned, went down in his second play against Wayne. You had to bring in that redshirt freshman, Dawson McCleary. And, yeah, you knew he had some talent, that sort of thing, but it's a progression. He had to, he wasn't getting the reps in practice with the first team, so it took a couple of weeks. I'll tell you what, he's fun to watch.
Yeah, he's got a strong arm, and he's tough. And if anybody was wondering if he's a tough kid or not, the game against Duluth should prove that. I mean, he took a lot of hits. I mean, Duluth they blitzed as much as they could, and he took a lot of hits and kept on swinging and kept on firing, and he gives us a lot of opportunities down the field. And like I said, I mean, the Bemidji game is where he finally got into rhythm and kind of had a little bit of a coming out party, I guess you would call it. Throwing for 400 yards as a freshman is a big game, and so we're excited. And he's finally not just all those things. He's finally settling into being the guy that's got the keys to the car and being that leader for our offense.
Mike, I had a chance to sit down with you in your office for a few minutes last week, and I was asking you about McCleary, and you kind of made a analogy that he's like a Brett Favre. He's a gunslinger. He'll take some chances, and I think that's okay with you, isn't it, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, we've got nothing to lose but take chances, and I think the good thing is there's some throws for sure here over the past 5-6 games that he wants back, where he's trying to force the ball. And I think part of that is he puts some undue pressure on his shoulders to not be the freshman that holds us back, but to try to drive us forward. And so there's a lot of great learning opportunities that he's had every week. And but yeah, that was the thing that even when we recruited him, that we kind of labeled him as our gunslinger, where he's going to make some mistakes and he's going to throw a couple interceptions in a game, but he's going to be the same guy that's going to lead us to win in the last 2 minutes of a game because he has just such supreme and ultimate confidence in his ability.
And the thing about it is, and I bring McCleary up because I'm going to talk about a couple of your receivers. Who had to get reps with Dawson as he became the starting quarterback. It was interesting. I looked at the numbers, and I know I'm not a big stat man. I don't know if you're a big stat man, but Peyton Lamore coming into this week has 30 catches for 593 yards and 4 touchdowns. But in the last 5 games, he's got 24 of those catches for 514 yards. Peyton's come a long way, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's especially in this last stretch that you're talking about. Peyton's really not only shown that he has the ability to stretch a defense and get vertical, but more importantly that he'll go up and make those contested catches, where it's a 50-50 ball and be able to contort his body and make one-handed catches and do all those things that you need a clutch big-time receiver to do, and we've watched him do that here.
And the other kid is your senior tight end, Jackson Lundeen, a kid from Bishop Ryan who's been in your program from day one. He's had a couple of games where he's had some drop passes this year, but he's come up big again in the last 2-3 ball games.
Yeah, I mean, not having looked at the overall statistics, but Jackson is at least going into the last game was 1 or 2 in the conference as far as tight ends with receiving yards and catches. He's made some big catches. He's kind of a tough kid that plays with a chip on his shoulder as well, and so he's come through with some phenomenal plays for us, big time clutch plays, and things that he hasn't shown us in the previous 3 years. And so he's having a phenomenal season and doing what we need for him.
Okay, the one other kid I want to talk to about offensively is your running back, because everything kind of goes through Ali Muhammad. You're a guy that likes to establish that run, and we'll throw the pass in there when we need to. He's number 2 in the conference in rushing with 918 yards. And I'll tell you what, I watched him against Duluth. Duluth had a spy on him for most of the ball game.
Yeah, Duluth was not only are they a top 10 defense in the country, but their run defense is even higher. So we knew that it was going to be tough to churn out some yards there, and we also have to commit to it though, because he's our guy. And you kind of look at the old Adrian Peterson philosophy when he played with the Vikings, that you're going to get 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 70. Yeah. And so, but you have to keep, as we say, feed the beast to be able to get him those plays. And he's been consistent all year. I mean, he had a great game against Upper Iowa, which, Upper Iowa has struggled wins and losses as well, but their run defense was top 10 in the country. And Ali was able to knock out 99 against those guys. So he's a fun kid to watch. He's definitely a guy that leads by example. You get the offensive line plays better because they see Ali churning out more yards and playing hard and getting the pile pushed and all those things. But yeah, we've made no bones about that. We're going to go as our running back goes.
One last question about your team, then we'll talk about your opponent on Saturday defensively, which is the side of the ball that's near and dear to you, Mike. Your kids have made a lot of headway there. I thought the Upper Iowa game, I watched that whole game. I was at the Duluth game last week. Your defense does some really nice things.
Yeah, and
they're young,
right? And that's a similar effect as you've mentioned with the offense. That our 2 starting safeties are freshmen, so you have youth there. We're playing some kind of hybrid kids at linebacker that would have been playing on the defensive line for us just because of our injuries. And so it takes some time for them to get comfortable with all the responsibilities and what they're supposed to do. But we have been making some really good progress. We want to be a lot better. But we're also, this is the first year of a new defensive coordinator as well. So it takes a little bit of time for actually in-game adjustments and how that works and all those type of things. So you don't really have as much time as you want, and we'd love to have more time to get going, but at least we've been progressing as the season's gone along.
Hey, let's talk about your opponents. The Battle of the Big Lake. Mike, you're undefeated against the University of Mary in your time here. In fact, Minot State's won the last 5 in a row. Last year was canceled due to COVID. It's a rivalry game. You've been around it enough. I know you're still a young football team. A lot of those kids probably don't understand the rivalry. How do you approach this with your kids mentally?
Well, for us, it's as we're looking to win as many games as we can down here down the stretch. Our focus is still on doing what we got to do to win a game, and I think on the flip side of it, though, is, we could have a freshman that's never played in this game, and they'll be excited about it. Both teams will be excited for it because it is a rivalry game, and everybody gets up for those games. It's a trophy game, all those little fluff things that you want to talk about with it. But at the end of the day, the game between Minot State and Mary is a much deeper game than just our team versus their team, because it goes back to alumni and all of those things, which we've talked about that with our team. We're not trying to protect and hold the trophy. We're trying to win this football game, and if we do, then the trophy is just an added blessing. And we've been lucky enough to win 3 close ball games since I've been here in that game. And rivalry games, you throw the records out the window anyway, so it wouldn't matter if we were both undefeated or if we were both looking for our first. It's a big game.
Mike, you go against, there's no secret of what UMary is on the offensive end. They're going to throw it all over the place. They got the number 1 and number 2 receivers in the country, or in the conference, in Kittner and Little. Their quarterback is number 1. throwing for 341 yards. And a lot of times you talk to coaches about, okay, what's your defensive philosophy? And most coaches, especially in this league, would say, we got to stop the run. But this is vice versa. You got to stop the pass, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, we've got to have a good game plan to be able to understand that they're going to throw the football. And the big thing is, can we eliminate explosive passes? The passes that are those 25, 30 yarders that are big down the field, which gives them momentum and takes momentum away from you. We've got to be able to make tackles so a small pass doesn't become an explosive pass. Mm-hmm. They haven't been statistically great in the run, but they do commit to it, and they will look to run the football. They have some young guys on their offensive line, just like we do. So both teams want to be able to establish the run, but what they do, I mean, when you have a wide receiver on your team that has 99 catches, they're going to throw the football to him.
You bet.
I mean, that's a no-brainer. So we got to be aware of where both those receivers are and keep that quarterback moving and get him off his spot.
And let's talk about those two receivers. Danny Kittner leads the league, 99 catches for almost or over 1,300 yards. He's broke some Mary records and that sort of thing. What is it about him? He's got to have. He's pretty athletic.
Yeah, he's very athletic. He's quick and shifty. He's not a super tall receiver. Their other receivers, they're bigger receiver.
Right.
So they complement each other well. But the thing that they do is they really do a great job of breaking off their routes. So they'll run their routes, and if their quarterback gets in trouble, he does a great job of buying time. And their receivers, they have some really good chemistry, and they know where they're going to work back to him. They make some really acrobatic catches. So the quarterback doesn't have to throw it between their numbers on their jersey, and he can put it in some tough spots, and they're able to go up and get it.
Mike, 2 games left in this season. I know you'd love to get 2 wins at Mary, and then you play at home senior day next week against Concordia St. Paul. A lot of people don't understand that, and I really didn't understand it until the conversation I had with you last week and then doing the prep work. As you mentioned earlier, you're still a very young football team. You only have 6 seniors, and you told me, 4 of them are already out? You only got 2 seniors that are playing because the rest are out for injury. You're still a really, really, really young football team.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunately we've been battling with what we call lost recruiting classes, from before we got here, and so we're trying to get caught up to where your senior classes are 15 to 20 guys every year, and to just get older, and we're just we're still not old yet, and it is what it is. I mean, we're playing kids that are good enough to play, and so we do a good job of trying to out-recruit our current roster, and so it takes time, it takes patience, and us coaches, we aren't very patient, and there's a lot of times I have to remind myself to be patient. I got to remind my wife to be patient. But by the same token, I think we're doing things the right way. All 6 of these seniors, I love them to death, and I don't want them to be gone. But that's also part of the attrition in the process is that they eventually graduate and move on with their lives.
Hey, Mike, good luck this Saturday. It's been a pleasure to sit behind the mic with you again. Battle of the Big Lake, is that 2:30 start on Saturday?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock start at the MDU Resources Bowl in Bismarck. Let's keep that trophy back here on the campus of Minot State.
That's what we're planning for.
All right. Hey, thanks. That's Mike Aldrich, the head coach of the Minot State University football team. Again, the Battle of the Big Lake coming up on Saturday in Bismarck. Minot State, Mary. Minot will be trying to win their 6th straight against the Marauders. You're listening to the Scotty K Show here on live from Spicy Pie here on the PSP Network. We'll have more. We'll talk some volleyball. We'll also talk some Minot High athletics when we come back here to Spicy Pie. Looking for a great place to take the family before or after the game? Choose Spicy Pie. They offer a wide variety of menu items: pizza, grinders, wings, tacos, flatbread, and even desserts. Enjoy their 2 pizza slice special, 2 jumbo 1-topping slices, and a beverage for just $6.98 plus tax. Join them for Taco Thursday with discounts on all Mexican items and $1.50 tacos. And don't forget White Sauce Wednesdays with the first 10 dine-in or carry-out orders with a whole pie. Get a free bottle of white grinder sauce. Dine-in, takeout, and delivery. Kid-friendly. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
Throughout the areas we serve, First International Bank and Trust employees are actively involved in helping our customers and communities grow. This is Kevin Vigestad from First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics. Vibetta Orthodontics is a certified Invisalign provider. Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibettaOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics.
Memories never fade, especially from a high school rivalry game. Hi, I'm Brock Shook with First Western Bank and Trust. Throughout school sports history, the familiar names and faces may change, but legacies live on, achievements remembered. As your community bank, First Western Bank and Trust celebrates your victories with you. We want to wish all the local teams good luck in their athletic endeavors this season. Be safe on the court, field, rink, and in the gym. First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Looking for a great place to take the family before or after the game? Choose Spicy Pie. They offer a wide variety of menu items: pizza, grinders, wings, tacos, flatbread, and even desserts. Enjoy their 2 pizza slice special, 2 jumbo 1-topping slices, and a beverage for just $6.98 plus tax. Join them for Taco Thursday with discounts on all Mexican items and $1.50 tacos. And don't forget White Sauce Wednesdays with the first 10 dine-in or carry-out orders with a whole pie. Get a free bottle of white grinder sauce. Dine-in, takeout, and delivery. Kid-friendly. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
And now back to the Spicy Pie for the Scotty K Show.
Well, welcome back here to the Spicy Pie again. Our inaugural show of this show of the Scotty K Show will be here every Wednesday night from now until the end of April, talking all kinds of sports as the seasons begin to change. We're finishing up the fall season, but we still got a lot of, decisions that will be made. Joining me right now is the head coach of the Our Redeemers volleyball team, Kara Nunziato. Kara, thanks for joining us tonight. And don't be nervous. Just I'm not smart enough to ask tough questions, so just know that. First of all, you're going into the regional tournament as the number 1 seed from District 12 after winning the district tournament. And what really jumped out when I was doing some prep work, I think I have your record right. I have it at 34-6. You were ranked number 5 in the latest media poll, or the media poll that came out yesterday. And of those 6 losses, your losses are to teams that are ranked in the top 10. Twice to Linton HMB, Northern Cass, North Star, Northern Cass being the number 1 team in the state, Central Cass, and Kenmare. Pretty impressive regular season, didn't you?
Yeah, thank you. I think that, throughout the season, we've really taken a lot of opportunities to become more of a consistent team at this point of the season. And a lot of those losses you've listed have been in pool play and in tournament play, but real awesome learning opportunities.
Kara, did you expect, and I know coaches go into every year, they expect, we want to win a state championship or that sort of thing. But coming off last year and looking at what you had coming back this year, did you expect to have the success that you've had so far?
Coming from last season to this season, we returned a lot of key players to our lineup. And, we've had an opportunity to have the same setter for several years in a row, Eden Olsen. She's phenomenal. I mean, she's got a tremendous volleyball IQ, and when you have essentially a quarterback with that much experience, you know that your defensive and offensive line will benefit from that.
You know, I'm glad you brought Eden up because she did set a school record in assist, a career assist record with 4,000 assists. Now, to a guy that doesn't know volleyball as well as you, Kara, talk about that accomplishment. That seems like a whole heck of a lot of assists.
Yeah, you know, for a setter to achieve 1,000 to 1,500 assists is typical, like what you would see in a high school career. A lot of times setters maybe won't fall into that starting position until their junior and senior year. Eden has just been a consistent setter from her 8th grade year all the way through. And, you know, on those teams that she's played with, we've also had some high caliber hitters on the team. So that contributes to that as well. So when we have a balanced team, an athletic setter like Eden, and we make it to the postseason, I mean, to achieve 4,000 is a huge accomplishment and one that very few, if any, can achieve. But it's a testament to her to play over the years.
Let's talk about the regional tournament. Starts at the auditorium coming up on Monday. First game at 3 o'clock will be number 1 seed from District 11, Rugby against MLS. DLB and Velvet, 4:30. Our Redeemers will play Ned Rose, the 4 seed from 11 at 6. And the final game, Drake Adamus and Ryan. Kind of just talk about the field. I know that you're probably dealing with Ned Rose because it's your first round matchup, but you've played all these teams. Just give me a kind of a capsule of what this regional tournament could all be about.
Yeah, so, this is where, teams can play a little tight. You lose and you go home. So you have to win the next 3 matches. When we look at Ned Rose, we actually haven't seen him this season. We know that we are going to have to control the ball on our side of the court and bring our best game to the floor. What we're looking to do is just become confident and verbal, making sure we keep momentum on our side and our airs low.
What is the strength of your I know Eden Olsen's very good, but what's the strength of your Knights volleyball team?
I think we've always been a team that can compete defensively, and when you've got defenders who can keep the ball alive, our offense benefits, and we do return a lot of solid hitters to our front row. I mean, Cheyenne Lang, she was out last season with an ACL injury, but she's come in and this season has done a tremendous job in that front and back row position. I mean, this season alone, she's racked up 331 kills. So that's, something that, we're definitely going to be utilizing her, but we're also going to be looking at running a balanced offense.
And the other thing is you've got some depth, don't you?
Yeah, we do have some depth.
Talk about your program. You've been there for a while, Kara. I was looking at it. You've been to 9 state tournaments, 8 of the last 9. 7 straight. You've played in the state championship game 2 years. What is it about this program? I know you got to have. I know you got talent, but it's got to go. Something else has to click to be able to have the success that you have had over the years.
Well, the game's always got to be fun. It's got to be fun from start to finish. You got to build relationships with your teammates, and it's a true village that makes a program great. I mean, the parents have always been supportive. They send us to camps in the summer where we learn a lot, and come season time, these athletes get along, they build relationships, and they enjoy playing the sport together.
Kara, that brings up a great question, because back in the day that you were growing up, and I'm not trying to age you, because I know back when I was growing up it was a lot different, but it was a lot different when you were growing up because you didn't have all the summer camps and all the off-season stuff that you can do, and I know you encourage your young ladies to participate in other sports. But that's part of it. To be able to have success, you've got to have it on your mind for the most part throughout the year. Not taking away, if you're going to play basketball, I want you to, as a coach, Coach Nunziato wants you to focus on basketball.
Yep.
But when you're not in basketball, hey, let's work on some of those things. And in this day and age, if you don't do that, you're not going to be successful.
Yeah, that's definitely changed since when I played. But when I was an athlete too, I had the opportunity to go to some big volleyball camps. I, went with friends, family friends down to Lincoln, Nebraska. And when I took over as head coach, we had some opportunities to take the girls to those camps as well.
You
And
bet.
I really think that if athletes get to see the best athletes in the country, it changes the game for them.
All right, one last question I have
Yep.
for you, Kara. You look at your postseason run, winning 7 straight regional championships. You're hoping to win your 8th this year. As I mentioned, it takes talent. When you go into a tournament like this postseason, you said one and done. How much does the past success have to deal? How much of that plays a part for you to get prepared to throw those girls on the floor on Monday?
You know, I always have said that experience breeds confidence, and to have experience in moments like this will go a long way. But when you do have the weight of a 7-peat behind you, it's a double-edged sword because you really want to make that 8 straight. So what we're looking to do is make sure that we stay connected to each other on the floor and that we're calm, cool, and collected and ready to play volleyball at a focused level.
Kara, how long have you been the head coach?
This is my 9th season.
Okay, 9th season, but I know you've been involved in the program for many years. I want to just say congratulations to you. You've built one heck of a program there at our Redeemers, and I know there's a lot of people out there that are rooting for the Knights to get back to the state tournament again next week.
Thank you. It takes a village, though, so it's not just me alone.
I know it isn't, but you need some of the credit too,
well,
Kara.
Thank you.
All right, that's Kara Nunziato, the head coach of the volleyball team at our Redeemers. Again, they'll open up regional play next Monday at 6 against Nedrose again. Rugby and MLS, DLB and Velva, our Redeemers and Nedrose, Drake, Adamus, and Ryan. That's Monday. Tuesday will be the semifinals. And the third place and championship game next Thursday at the Minot Municipal Auditorium. We'll come back. We'll talk Minot High Athletics with AD Mitch Lundy. You're listening to the Scotty K Show live from Spicy Pie here on the PSP Network. Spicy Pie, a great place to take the family out for lunch or dinner. Spicy Pie is much more than just pizza. They offer a wide variety of menu items, including grinders, wings, tacos, flatbread, and even desserts. Enjoy their 2 pizza slice special, 2 jumbo 1-topping slices and a beverage for just $6.98 plus tax. They also offer a 1-topping 18-inch pie for just $14 on dine-in and carry-out, available anytime. Their November pizza of the month, Benny's Cousin, cream cheese-based topping with pepperoni sausage, tomatoes, and fresh mozzarella balls. Dine-in, takeout, and delivery, kid-friendly. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
At Shots Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day, so you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you? Shots Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
Spicy Pie, a great place to take the family out for lunch or dinner. Spicy Pie is much more than just pizza. They offer a wide variety of menu items, including grinders, wings, tacos, flatbread, and even desserts. Enjoy their 2 pizza slice special, 2 jumbo 1-topping slices and a beverage for just $6.98 plus tax. They also offer a 1-topping 18-inch pie for just $14 on dine-in and carry-out, available anytime. Their November pizza of the month, Benny's Cousin, cream cheese-based topping with pepperoni sausage, tomatoes, and fresh mozzarella balls. Dine-in, takeout, and delivery, kid-friendly. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
And now back to the Spicy Pie for the Scotty K Show.
Well, welcome back. Our final guest, by the way, Matt Merkin was scheduled to be on our show tonight, but Matt emailed me this morning. Him and his lovely wife, Chelsea, had their second child on Monday. He was going to try to make it, but was holding no promises, and I think possibly it's more important to take care of a new baby in the family than sitting on the air talking to Scotty K, but I know Matt will be around to talk a little bit men's basketball in the future. We'll also get the women's basketball coach from Minot State also on as we head into the first part of their season. Joining me now, Mitch Lundy, Minot High Athletic Director, is joining me. And the reason I asked Mitch to be on tonight, Mitch, I was telling Nick earlier today when I had him on, it just doesn't seem that we're only 2 weeks away from finishing up the fall season, and then we head right into the winter season. Where did the fall go?
Well, Scotty, it's 60 degrees out. It's supposed to be 60 degrees out this weekend. That's where the fall went. It's been you can't anytime you have a football, soccer time when you're outside and you don't ever turn the heat on in the press box, things are pretty good. Before I go on, before you even get to answer me a question, I just want to thank PSP. This is really sweet for the Minot area, for Ryan, our Redeemers, Minot High, everybody, Minot State, all the local teams that are going to be able to be showcased through PSP, and I really appreciate Nick and you and obviously always got to shout out to the guys down at the Capital City. But the main thing, this is we don't have a radio station in this town that's doing local stuff, and Nick stepped up and I really as a Minot High fan and an area sports fan, props to the PSP network.
Well, and props to you for letting us be a part of your programs, Mitch. It's been a blast for me. Let's talk about the fall season. Wrapping up, you still got volleyball regionals coming up. The Majets will play in a play-in game tomorrow at home against Watford City, hoping to get to the regional tournament, which comes up next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in Watford City. You also have swimming. I think they have their regionals this week, and then the state and that sort of thing. But pretty much the other sports are done. Your football team lost in the quarterfinals of the football playoffs. Your tennis team took fifth. In the team event, you had the Deal brothers who won the state doubles title. Cross country, 10th in boys, 3rd in girls. You had 3 girls that were all state, finishing in the top 20. Pretty good fall season for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, you kind of stole all my thunder.
I'm sorry.
Said everything I was going to say.
You can repeat it again.
No, so I mean, everything was good. Just like anything, I think that you hear me say it time and time again, opportunity for kids making memories, kids doing things they love. And that's what took place. Last year it's so much better this year than last year. I mean, it's just amazing that to be able to not have the questions, not have the concerns and what's going on, what's going to happen.
And how many can come to the game.
Right, yeah. So long story is it's I thought we had a great, just like anything, I'm going to say every sports season we have is great. Fall, winter, spring, because we're providing mentor. There isn't anybody that cares. One loss 20 years from now, there's really nobody cares. And the point to all our activities, extracurriculars, fine arts, everything is opportunity for kids, making sure they get to enjoy the game, do things, life lessons, win, lose, participate, sportsmanship, get coached hard, get coached not enough, get coached too much, blah, blah, blah. My point is opportunity for kids getting after it. So,
Mitch, you and I have talked about that before since you've come to Minot High. You want to win. You want to win, and you want to win state championships. But you have reiterated to me so many times over the years, it's not about winning and losing. It's about preparing kids for the future.
Number one, I like to win.
Oh, I know you do.
Everybody, I mean, winning is good.
I know you're the most competitive person in the world.
But my point, you're exactly right. I mean, my job or our job as athletic, educational-based athletics is to provide opportunities for kids to make them better kid and to know that life isn't easy. Life isn't a piece of cake. There's going to be ups and downs, and just make sure that they know that this is the real world. We appreciate those kids and coaches of what they do and how they interact each day and get after it. But the long story is I'm just very, as always, I just love this job. I love watching kids compete, and it's always fun.
Mitch, I know we got tournaments still going on, but I know you got coaches that are gearing up for the winter season. You got wrestling starting, you got hockey, you have girls and boys basketball, gymnastics just around the corner. So there's really no downtime, is there?
Yeah, it gets November 8th, boys and girls wrestling this year.
And I was going to bring that up.
Oh, okay, but you know, we're just that's the nature of the beast. You just keep rolling on and on and on, and for those athletes that do two sports or more, you know, it's a difficult. Sometimes it can be a difficult transition, but we are moving on, and it's starting to gear up. It's that time of the year where it's really fun, but it's also a busy time.
Yeah, Mitch, one thing I want to go back to the girls wrestling because it's the first year it's been sanctioned by the North Dakota High School Activities Association. Can you tell me how many teams are actually having programs this year in the inaugural year?
I don't know the exact number, but almost every school in the state.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just going to speak Class A, number one.
Okay.
But they're all everybody's kind of doing a little bit different as far as feeling it out, how it's going to operate. We hired a new coach, Mitch Mayer, local kid that's has been an assistant with our boys for many years, and he'll do a great job. And it's an opportunity to really make the sport grow. It's a fast-growing sport. We have girls that compete now, and they've had to compete against boys. So it's an exciting time. They'll have their own state tournament and be able to – most of the tournaments that we have will have their own division. Just like anything, whenever you start new, there's going to be some growing pains. You're going to figure out what's working, what's not working,
right.
How many kids are going to be at the tournament. But the main point is you got to start somewhere, and we're starting somewhere, and it's going to keep growing.
Mitch, you talked about it in an earlier comment about what happened last year with the COVID pandemic. Gyms couldn't be filled. You didn't know how many people you could put in. And you mentioned it's been so good, and things are moving. I mean, some people look, and our numbers are going up across the state of North Dakota. I figured they would once we got colder weather. But all in all, everything has went pretty smooth, hasn't it?
It's went really smooth. The only drawback I would say is, and this is a good drawback, where our crowds have been really, really good.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had monster attendance, and we've seen that through all my colleagues that I've talked to. The attendance has been good. Kids being away from the game, I'm talking fan kids and things. We're kind of trying to train them again how to be at games, and that's the bluntly as I can say it.
I know
that just getting out of the house has been very important to them, which is great. But we're working on the social skills of how to cheer for how to be respectful to our opponents and understand that the other kids, the other team, our team is just playing the game that they love.
All right, again, hey, we should mention that volleyball play-in game, the winner of that will move on to the regional tournament at Magic City campus, 6 o'clock start.
7 o'clock. We changed it to 7. That's,
okay.
I mean, it originally was at 6, but Watford City wanted some travel time and to get some fans there.
So 7 o'clock at Magic
yep.
City campus. And season passes will not be accepted just because it's a playoff game.
Yep, it's time to make the WDA some money so we can pay for some stuff, my friend.
Hey, Mitch, thanks a lot, and I know I'll have you on periodically throughout the winter season. Thanks for everything you do for PSP, and we want to keep that relationship a very strong one down the road.
We'll continue the thank you fest. Thank you, Scooter K. I love having it.
Mitch Lundy, the head ED at Minot High, athletic director at Minot High, and just a great guy. He's became a really good friend of mine over the years. I don't know if I'm a good friend of his, but that's beside the point. Hey, we're going to wrap it up here for our first Scotty K, the Scotty K Show, as live here from the Spicy Pie. And again, I want to say thanks to all these people at Spicy Pie. Casey has been great. Pearl has been great. Thanks to Lexi and Jeff for helping us out getting this thing started. It's going to be a great relationship, and we hope to do a lot bigger and better things. You get a chance, come down to Spicy Pie. You know, the one thing I want to mention about Spicy Pie is you can't find a better two-slice special. A 2 jumbo, 1 topping slices and a fountain soda or a or an adult beverage, $6.98 plus tax. It's available anytime. Remember, they have their $14 one-topping pies available for dine-in and carry-out. It's available anytime. You also, Taco Thursday, we got White Sauce Grinder Wednesday, or White Sauce Wednesday they call it. And again, remember, November Pizza of the Month. Vinny's Cousin, cream cheese base topped with pepperoni, sausage, tomatoes, and fresh mozzarella balls. And again, kid-friendly. Bring the kids before or after a game or anytime for the best, not just pizza, but grinders, tacos, flatbread. We got wings. They got anything tacos. I did mention that. So we thank them for being a partner in this whole endeavor. And again, this is our first show. We will be here every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock here in the PSP Network live from the Spicy Pie. Let's just recap what's coming up here on the PSP Network coming up this weekend. Again, we'll have 2 football games on Friday and another one on Saturday. On Friday, it'll be a video and audio presentation of the St. Mary's Dickinson game. Also, on Friday, a radio broadcast of the West Fargo Century game in AA. And then Saturday will be in New Salem, where New Salem Almont plays host to Cavalier in a 9-man semifinal. That also will be a video and audio presentation. PSP will also do all 4 games from the Dakota Bowl, the championship games, coming up next Friday, a week from Friday, at the Fargo Dome in Minot. And I also want to throw a shout out. Hey, join my my good friend Scott Woodmansey every Saturday morning for his coach's show, Overtime, live from the stadium every Saturday morning. Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms, to stay up with to date with athletics across Western North Dakota. PSP Network, it's game day. Again, I want to thank each and every one of you who joined us tonight. Hopefully, we can gain more listeners as the rest of the year goes on into next year. Again, thanks to Nick Hallberg, thanks to Mike Aldrich, thanks to Roger Coleman, Karen Nunziato, Mitch Lundy, and again, I'll give him a reprieve. I think it's more important when you have a baby that you tend to your wife and the new baby. Matt Merkin, I know he's a guy that likes to come on here and talk men's basketball. Matt could not make it here tonight because he just had his second child. I want to say congratulations to him and his lovely wife, Chelsea, on the birth of their second child. So, again, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll be back again 6 o'clock next Wednesday night. It's the Scotty K Show, live from Spicy Pie. Thank you for joining us here on the PSP Network. We'll see you next week.
This has been a presentation of the PSP Network. Thank you for joining us for the Scotty K Show. Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.